Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. So, chosen, I want to talk to you all about how a lot of these karmics are learning that they can't play around in your energy. They are learning not to play in your energy, chosen, because a lot of people are dealing with a lot of anxiety and stress right now. I'm talking about the karmics who have been working up against you behind the scenes. They're really, really going through it. When I tell you going through it, I'm talking about rarely sleeping, overthinking, nightmares. Many of them are not doing well. They're missing out on their own opportunities that they could have embarked on and taken advantage of is no longer available to them. It's no longer being presented to them because they have refused to do the work. A lot of these beings are feeling the effects of the bridges that they have burnt, not just with you, but just with people in general, but especially with you. Absent your energy, there's nothing but darkness and chaos, and it's not a good feeling. These beings are stuck, constantly in their head, feeling entrapped in their current position. They feel stuck. They feel like they're not able to get out of the pit or the ditch that they have placed themselves in. And a lot of them are really trying their hardest to unsee the inevitable. Many of them are afraid because they realize that working up against you actually placed you into a power position. This is what they're really stressed out about. Working against you placed you into a power position because many of you are beginning to thrive. You're no longer surviving, but you're thriving because you started to realize that the warfare was beyond the physical. This was spiritual warfare. And whenever you're dealing with spiritual warfare, you recognize that you have to have strong spiritual armor. You got to connect with your spiritual team. You got to have that connection to the highest of highest sources, which is the Most High Mother and Father. And so the work that was being done up against you actually catapulted you to grow a stronger relationship with the Most High and your spiritual team. It pushed you to have a stronger relationship with your highest self. It pushed you to seek deeper beyond the surface, to see the meaning of life, to see what's behind what you've been going through. It pushed you to seek answers, and you've gained those answers. You are now in a power position. And so the scales are balancing in a major way. This is the time of balance. This is the time of closing out old chapters, okay? Over the next year is getting ready to get real chaotic for these karmics here, because truly this is the time where, hey, there is a reaction to every action. And so a lot of them that was working up against you using specifically spell work, sending the evil eye, just having negative thoughts about you, hoping that you would never thrive, hoping that you would always be in survival mode, hoping that you would never realize your gifts or bring your visions into fruition. Their karma is literally their hopes for you. Everything that they hope would happen to you is now becoming their reality. And this is an overwhelming reality for these beings, and that's why they're trying to unsee it. It's not good news. So shakeups are happening. You're thriving, chosen. You worked really, really hard. And I feel like you had to reject a lot of offers. You had to reject a lot of people. You had to leave a lot of energies behind in order to get to this place. And now you're seated high on your throne. There's no regret. But a lot of these beings, even the ones that you're not aware of, okay? Because as I tell you all the time, the chosen, you have enemies known and unknown. That just comes with the territory because of who you are and what you have been placed here to do. Anytime you have an assignment to help restore humanity, to help bring integrity and justice and balance, and to break generational cycles, anytime you have that type of assignment, it comes with enemies, known and unknown. And so a lot of these beings are recognizing that you are far more powerful than they ever thought. This is like, it's surprising to them that they can't stop your abundance. They can't stop your wealth, and they're watching you receive. They are watching you receive because they know that this is your time. Your forward movement is no longer postponed. You get to go towards your happiness. And now, a lot of these beings that siphoned off of your energy, like they fed off of your energy, they're now emotionally unbalanced in so many ways. I mean, it's really bad. I'm talking about depression, anxiety, fears. It's really bad to the point where some of them may literally have to check themselves in to a mental institution for a period of time because they're going to need to get themselves back in alignment. The energy is going to be so overwhelming that they're not going to know how to handle it. But you had to make certain sacrifices, chosen. You had to make particular decisions that ultimately landed you in a power position. It's amazing how things unfold over time. It's amazing how one person can have a particular intention for your life and things turn out to be the exact opposite in a way where it benefits you greatly, chosen. Balance is being restored in your life in a massive way. And you put in a lot of hard work. This was heavy labor, okay? You carried that load and you carried it alone. Many of you carried it alone. And it was not easy. But you knew that you had to keep going. You knew you had to persevere. You knew you had to stay focused. And that's exactly what you did. And so that time of feeling like you're putting in the heavy labor is coming to a close. This new beginning allows you to be far lighter in your energy, far more free, far more, just balanced, able to go after those things that inspires you, but to not feel like you have to work in overdrive in order to see the results of your perseverance. The days of overworking to see abundance is coming to a close for you, chosen. Your enemies could not stop you. Many of them moved way too fast. They went up against you impulsively. They didn't check you out first. That's the problem. Especially those who don't really know you like that. They did not check you out first. They just jumped in thinking, oh, you was an easy target, right? They thought that the evil eye that they would send your way would easily impact your circumstances and knock you off of your throne and keep you from being inspired and from staying focused. They really thought that you was an easy target because they were so accustomed to working up against people that was in karmic energy that they forgot how the rules play, the universal laws. They forgot about the universal laws. If you were still in karmic energy, chosen, of course, these beings would have a strong position in working up against you, right? Because that low vibrational energy makes room for evil eyes, spell work, hexes, and curses, and all of these things to actually be effective in your life. But they had no idea that your healing is a genuine healing. It's a deep healing, okay? The amount of work that you've done on yourself has gone so far beyond the surface. Like you did some deep diving in your shadow work. And so there's really nowhere for that fungus or that bacteria or that unhealthy energy to thrive. There's nowhere for it to grow or to thrive because you have purified and cleansed yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. You left no stone unturned. And so this is highly beneficial for you, but it works against your enemies. And so while they were accustomed to effectively blocking those who were still in karmic energy, they had no experience with someone like you, chosen. This is their first time experiencing someone like you. And this is why the karma for them is that much more amplified, because they didn't check you out well enough. But how could they? They could never know the amount of favor that you would have with the Most High. They could never understand the amount of connectedness that you have with your ancestors and your spiritual team. They could never know the amount of power that you possess when it comes to alchemizing and transmuting energy. How would they know? But I guess this is the experiment. This is the experience that they would have to engage in to understand that you can't just go around messing with just anybody. So this is the lesson. When they rocked up on your energy, chosen, they found the right one this time, because it's teaching them some very, very, very vital lessons. And they will hesitate before they try to go up against somebody else. They will think a few times before they try to go up against someone else the way that they have done with you, because the towers that's coming down on their lives, the amount of mental anguish, the amount of anxiety, the amount of fear, okay, the losses that they're taking. I'm talking about these beings. It's going to get to a place where they're going to be begging you. They're going to be begging you, saying, can you help me? But why would you? The best thing that you could give someone who's spent all of their time behind the scenes trying to block you from your success, trying to block you from your happiness and peace of mind, the best thing that you can give them is room to deal with their karma. That's a gift. They won't see it. They won't recognize it. But for you, chosen, you recognize that that is a gift for your enemies, because the only way that humanity can find balance is when those who have been wreaking havoc on the world and against the chosen and against humanity finally feel the impact of their karma. They got to feel it. And this is not no quick wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, it's over in a week, in a month, in a year. No, this is long term. Because if you understood the amount of vengeance and bitterness and hatred, envy that these beings had against you, man, your carnal nature would want to take them out. Your carnal nature would be thinking all types of ways, right? But your higher self is like righteous judgment is all that you want. Whatever is righteous based on what they've done, known and unknown, that's what you want. And righteous judgment, see, a lot of times these beings, because some of them, heard you calling out righteous judgment, right? Some of these beings might have seen your social media. You might have posted particular things saying that you're calling righteous judgment on your enemies. You might have said karma is going to come back. You might have said things like that, right? But they felt like it didn't pack power. They felt like those words did not have power behind them. But what they fail to realize is not necessarily the words that possess the power. It's the vessel that speaks the words into existence. That's where the power lies. The fact that it's coming from you makes it that much more impactful against them. They took you for granted, and they did not check you out well enough. So now this is their fate. These karmics are about to learn to stop playing in your energy chosen. Every last one of them. Where they thought it was cute, they thought it was funny, going back, congregating amongst their little flunkies, trying to come up with ways to conspire against you, to block you, doing spell work against you, all out of envy and jealousy. Every last one of them is feeling the fire, and they can't take it. But you've become far stronger in the midst of all of this. Your strength is beyond understanding. They don't even understand where you got all this strength from, because their whole objective when they were sending the evil eye was to weaken you. So they don't understand how you became so powerful. But it's only because this has always been within you. This is you on a DNA level. This ain't nothing new. All it took was for you to realize the power that you possess. All it took was for you to come into remembrance of the power that you possess and the source by which you receive that power. And once you came into remembrance of that aspect of yourself, oh, it was all she wrote from there. So just know that things are now balancing out in a massive way. It's working out in your favor. And if you think that your enemies are not feeling the effects of what they have done to you, please note that this message is coming through to give you clarity, to give you solace and peace, to know that this is truly the time where the scales are now being balanced. That's my message for you all. I hope that it brought you clarity. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you want to get any of my services, remember that right now I have a special going all the way through to the end of December, 55.55 for a 30-minute session with me over the phone. If you want to get your session in, go ahead and email me, and I will be sure to set you up for your own personal reading. I love you all, and I'll talk to y'all next time.